The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account built for better. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN and get a reps are free. I keep saying reps are free when I do this, Scott. What's going on? Free reps are terrorist t-shirt. Duh. Because that's what they tried to do to OKC tonight. Free reps are terrorist t-shirt. Claim your shirt at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/reps. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/reps. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice, no guys. Me, really rough, than the rough Terrell, Furman Jr. here at your service. Well. Looky here, Scott. Just like that, the tides have turned for us on the show. Knock on wood. But we are now a strong, you and me, both combined, our last 6 locks, 6-0.
Yep.
Very, very, very good stuff from us here. Scott Studio, Reichel. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beat me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, can't complain. Just watched a pretty fun finals game, which ended up resulting in a Thunder win. 2-2, so that's fun. W is also entertaining. Sky are still terrible. What else is new? The Aces are still bad. What else is new? And, yeah, it kind of sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The Aces have an excuse built in now, but still, they don't look good defensively, with or without Asia. So, got to bring that up at least, right?
I guess we'll see how the end of the game plays out. But being down in the fourth quarter in any capacity to the wings is just an upstress. Regardless, Scott, I like the first half over in the game and it went over. So my bet hit. And I like Dream Team total over. And that hit as well. I gave both of those out on the NBA Gambling Podcast earlier, by the way. Just throwing it out there. All right. We've got 3 games on the slate. We don't have player props for all of them. It's pretty depressing, actually. But very, very interesting. Before we get to that, though, I do have a question for you. Because breaking news. Scott, is your email secure? Have you gotten any weird emails to your SGPN email?
I've not gotten any spam emails, but Sean told me a couple weeks ago I was trying to change my bank account information or something, which I wasn't. So there was some type of spam thing going on, but what? I have no idea.
That's not where I was going with this.
No, the point is, I know where you're going to go with this. I'm saying that it seems like some people are trying to impersonate us for some reason.
Yeah. So there has been a leak in the WNBA media capacity, Scott. The Caitlin Clark fans have taken WNBA media members' emails and submitted votes for Caitlin Clark to not win, but make the All-Star game.
Okay.
That's your email. And then they tweeted it to them, thanks for the votes for Caitlin Clark.
I mean, she's going to get there anyway, but yeah, sure. It's fine.
Scott, they're stealing emails.
Yeah, they are.
They're stealing emails to try to rig a vote. Imagine trying to rig a winning vote. Imagine this is like when Tom Brady was cheating when he was already winning.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they needed the extra boost, to be fair. I think she would have been the league leader in votes no matter what. So I don't think it really matters.
Oh my gosh, man. I mean, I yo, shout out to Sarah. Shout out to Sarah. She's actually a really cool follower. I got to figure out the rest of her name, but she's a really cool follower in W. But they're literally just taking the emails and inputting them and I mean, you should have seen the people that they voted for All-Star. It was like Caitlin Clark, Simpson, Kate Martin, basically everybody that had any ties to the Fever either this year or last year besides Nalissa Smith, they voted for the All-Star with their email. I mean, this is ridiculous, Scott. Have you secured your email? That's all I want to know.
As far as I know, I think it's okay.
Don't make sure you don't put it out there because
See, I thought you were going in a different direction. I thought you were going with the conversation that we had on Slack with Sean, because I thought that they thought they got an email from you, but it wasn't actually from you.
No, wait, what?
Didn't that happen? Or I make that up?
Am I missing a message? When did that happen? Was that recent?
No, I don't know. I thought that happened. I might have made that up. Why did that happen?
What?
Why did I think that happened? I don't know. Thought that happened.
Wait, I don't remember any of this.
I have no idea. I thought that you made a comment or something, or Sean did, about how he just kept getting like spam emails from people that are like impersonating SGPN employees.
No, I didn't get that at all.
Okay, he got that about
I might have
me.
missed it.
So I don't know.
Oh man, whoa, what? Were they trying to get an invoice?
Something like that, yeah.
Ah, dude.
So he was asking, like, did you change anything? I'm like, no. He's like, all right, cool. So I'll just report this. I'm like, yeah, okay, great. We're fine. So yeah, I thought that's where you were going with that. I didn't realize you were talking about the Caitlin Clark thing.
Wow, I didn't know you were going through that, Scott. Wait, hold up. Somebody's really trying to steal your information.
You're saying going through anything, nothing happened to me. Sean messaged me and nothing happened. It was squashed after 2 seconds. Apparently people will just like try to go through the LinkedIn and try to like impersonate you to like try to get some people to believe in some emails that they're sending out, like classic like spam stuff. So Kramer's message, or like Sean messaged me and I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. He's like, cool, I'll just delete this. I'm like, great. So I moved on with my life because it didn't actually impact me at all. So yeah. I thought I knew what I was talking about there. No? You know what I'm talking about? No?
No, nobody tried to impersonate me at all.
Oh, well, they tried to impersonate me. So there you
go. Hey, man, make sure y'all go get more banter like this, more free picks, podcasts, all of that about the NBA Finals, the College Baseball World Series, the Stanley Cup, all over there in the SGPN app. You don't get... Scott was just trying. I don't even understand how that even happened. Why you? Why Scott? Why Scott of all people? I don't know.
It's probably LinkedIn, because some people just probably just requested to add me and I just added them back and I didn't think about it. And they just were like, oh, we have your information. I'm going to impersonate this random podcast guy from SGPN. It's like, all right, cool. Whatever.
Now I have to. No, I'm not high. I should be. I very much considered getting high before the podcast, but then Scott said he was ready, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just take a pee and do the show and get high after. But
thank you for sharing the fact you took a piss.
You're welcome. All right. Let's get into it. We've got 3 games to talk about here. Los Angeles Sparks on the road going to play the Minnesota Lynx. This is the early game, Scott, 1 p.m. on the East Coast. 163.5 is the total there. Minnesota Lynx laying 10. Big news. 1, the Lynx have taken an L. We didn't tout enough the last episode, but I feel like we were very much on the right side of a lot of things, including the Lynx, Mm-hmm. So shout out to the Storm there. They are still very bad ATS against the spread. They don't have Jessica Shepard still, and that did end up playing a factor in that game. I mean,
do we put any stock in the Sparks beating the Aces? Because apparently the Wings can do that too, so I don't know if that actually matters.
Yeah, clearly anybody can beat the Aces, so I don't think that's a good win anymore. And anyways, we knew they were going to get up for that spot. Like, we knew it.
They always do.
Yeah, so no stock into it. The only thing that I have is, are we concerned about the Sparks in the second half here? Because that's where I think I would be concerned.
I guess the question is, the Aces, we have not actually seen them play off a loss yet this season. So do we think the Lynx just show up and bury this team because it was a game that I thought was winnable against Seattle? They were getting exposed defensively early. They kind of figured out some stuff midway through the game and then fell apart again down the stretch. So you could argue that Minnesota's in a good get-right spot against a pretty bad team in the Sparks at home. They can potentially, avenge that loss, figure some stuff out. Offensively, they wwere good. They just gave up 90-plus points to the Storm, which can't happen. But the Sparks still can't guard anybody, and they beat the Aces a lot. They did again, but the Aces also might stink, and Asia got hurt in the middle of that game. So I think I'm on the Lynx, but they have been really bad ATS this season. So it's not exactly the easiest breakdown in the world, but I'll go with the Lynx. I just trust them a bit more than the Sparks.
The
spread feels fair. That's why it's kind of tricky. It feels right to me.
It feels fair, but that 4-6 ATS and 1-3 as a home favorite is really, really jarring. And it's been the Lynx that have kind of folded a lot of those games in the second half too. They're 3-1 in the first half ATS and 1-3 for the full game.
Mm-hmm.
And so if there's a chance that the Lynx are going to be completely unserious in the second half, I want to be on the Spark side of it with the points. I think the Lynx do get the win. I think this is more of a live betting opportunity where you wait for that Lynx line to come down and then you catch them live. But I mean, this team they've been unserious with double-digit spreads this season. We're looking at 2-3 ATS already with the double-digit spread. They haven't been that good. They haven't been covering any of the numbers really that they've been given consistently. And I don't know. It's very annoying. I guess I'll take the Sparks plus the points, but I don't really like it.
Yeah, it's not the easiest game to call. Just maybe not putting any stock in that Aces win, which we thought could be on the cards. But yeah, I feel like the Sparks are a team that I still hate them defensively. Offensively, they can be very streaky. Reichel was great against the Aces. They needed to play like that more often. She's been injured too, but they need her too. Plum
she had 30. It was even better than great.
She was so good in that game. And I feel like that was important to mention because you're looking at the overall final stats of that game, and they scored 97 points. Plum only took 7 shots. She was 2 of 7, which I was happy to see because I can't stand watching Kelsey Plum chuck the ball 20 times a game. So I like the ball movement that was there. Hamby, I thought, played well. She had 19. Azrae had 19. I mean, 4 of the 5 starters had 13-plus points. And honestly, didn't even score. And they scored 97. I think it was a little bit based – I'll put it this way. I think even though the Sparks had a good offensive game, I think it was more based on how bad the Aces' defense is because they gave up like 90-plus to the Valkyries. And they also are now giving up like 80-plus to the Wings on the road. And they might give up 90 again in that game. I'm going to chalk that up to the Aces being terrible. I think they come crashing back down to earth in this game. I'll go with the Lynx.
Well, what I do like is it's not out now, Scott, and this is probably going to be one of my favorite plays here. Give me the first half over in the game.
Okay.
I very much do trust the Sparks to get out early and get out fast and put up points. Now, whether they hold up defensively and allow the Lynx to not score as that much and they get a cover, I don't know. But I think that with their inefficiencies on the defensive side of the ball and the fact that they just seem to start games off really, really hot, like shooting, and they're really, really good shooting basketball in the first half of games, and it sometimes dies in the second half of games. I think that this is a spot where I love the first half over between these two teams. There's something wrong with the Minnesota Lynx defensively right now, and they just haven't figured it out. I don't think that they're a bad defensive team, but it's just one of those times where teams just need to work through the kinks, and I think they're working through something right now. So I like an efficient Sparks offense early, and I like the Minnesota Lynx to keep pace with them and not let them run all over them. So I like an early play on the first half. I don't have a number on that yet, but it'll probably be like 81.5, 80.5, something like that. I like that. I like that, Scott.
I do want to point out, though, the Aces game, I got to mention these stats for the Sparks. They are just not sustainable. They shot about 57% from the floor, 45% from 3, and 81% from the line. 57% from the floor and 45% from 3. I will dare you to do that again. I think that was an outlier performance because the Aces stink at defense. I think the Lynx will ramp it up a bit more intensity-wise defensively. They've not been as good as we expected defensively. They're still light years ahead of the Aces right now. And then the Sparks come crashing back down to earth. So I'll go with the Lynx once again just because those numbers that the Sparks put up last game are so wild that I'm just considering that an outlier. There's no way they can even come close to replicating that.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm looking at it.
All right. We don't have player props.
Nope.
For a 1 p.m. game, too, at 12 o'clock at night on the East Coast. It's very annoying. We'll see if they do something at the end of the game. All right. Before we get to the next game, or the end of the day, before we get to the next game of the slate, we've got to talk to you about Edge Boost, the first ever betting account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved, no usage fees, no minimums, earn cashback rewards, 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN, and it is the last week to sign up to get a free Reps are terrorists t-shirt. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/reps to claim your free shirt. We're also brought to you by Circle Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway. Circle Resort and Casino in Las Vegas is giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-team league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs. You'll get a limo ride from the airport, a $5,000 tab at Stadium Swim, and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. So head over there, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circle to get into that free contest. Also, you can get 15% off all Circle properties with promo code SGPN15. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. They're asking about the total 162.5 for that Sparks and Lynx game.
I'll just go Lynx team total over.
Yeah, my play on the total is that first half total. I don't want to play around with the Sparks in the second half, and so I would like the first half total. And then if you would like to live bet an under, I think that's probably a good play. But I'm nervous about the Sparks keeping up the energy in the second half, so I just like the first half total. First half over for the game. All right, Liberty.
Okay.
Our New York Liberty 9-0 on the road, going to play the Indiana Fever. Liberty are laying 5, open up at 6.5. However, the Golden Child is back, and they are really, really, really excited about it. She's expected to play in this game. Sophie Cunningham's expected to play in this game. Jacquel Jones is questionable to play in the game. 171.5 is the total. Yes, Asia Wilson has been out all game. She did not.
She's in concussion protocol. She's going to be out for probably a week or so.
Yeah, and they showed her. She's wearing the sunglasses and everything. She's down bad. All right, Scott. I mean, Jacquel Jones not playing is big.
It is.
I think that it definitely gives you some resistance from Aaliyah Boston just absolutely going nuclear.
Mm-hmm. And we're assuming, just to be clear, for a fact that Caitlin will be playing in this game.
Yes, Caitlin will be playing. Got
to mention that, just to be clear. She will be back.
Caitlin and Sophie Cunningham back in the game. I don't know. I still like Liberty. Kind of, sort of. So also, let's also make this, because this. So at some point, it does become a large amount of losses, because there is a potential for there not to be Jacquel Jones, but also Leonie Fibic is overseas with Eurobasket. So you're missing a pretty solid defender in Fibic there. Still got Cloud. So you feel like you still have some resistance against Caitlin Clark just absolutely going nuclear here in a game back. But can we trust Indiana's offense completely for the full game? Like, even with Caitlin Clark?
I'd say the answer is no, but it's weird because we saw this exact same matchup earlier in the season, and it was a weird game because the Liberty were blowing them out early, fell apart in the third quarter. Then the Fever fell apart in the fourth quarter, and the Liberty somehow won. And Caitlin complained about not getting fouled on the last possession. I felt no sympathy at all. She tried to foul bait in the final possession of a one-score game.
And it was a clean strip.
It was clean. She didn't get the call. Whatever. It is what it is. The point is, the Liberty won the game. I don't really know if I should take anything away from that game, or if I should take away something, because the Fever proved that they can hang with this team, and offensively they just couldn't hit a shot down the stretch. But I want to pull up Jonquel's stats in that game, because Jonquel was really, really good in that game. She had 26 points, led the team, and 12 rebounds. That's a lot of production missing. Ionescu was not very good. She had 23 points by the end, but she was 8 of 20. It felt like she was getting a little bit, I'd say, a little bit careless late, brick some free throws, force some shots up that were ill-advised. She was kind of pressing towards the end. The thing is, for Indiana, Boston still had 27. Caitlin had 18. She wasn't even that good. She had a triple-double with 10 turnovers, if you want to count it that way. She was not good, but they still hung in there. They still could have won the game.
Yeah.
I think I'll go Indiana. I don't feel great about it at all, but this game feels very close. The first game getting down to the wire, Jonquel carried that team to a win, and now she's out. You could argue that Caitlin might not look as sharp in her first game back. I can understand that counterpoint. But I think in that crowd environment, I'll go Indiana. We saw the Lynx lose to the Storm. They were a bit shorthanded. The atmosphere was definitely in favor of the dog, and it paid off. I think Indiana is going to have a pretty solid atmosphere there. Caitlin's back. They have unfinished business after the first game, which they fumbled. I think they bounce back here. I'll take the Fever.
Sorry, I forgot to mention. Nuwana Bonner's out for the game as well.
I have to ask if DeWanna Bonner's potentially washed, but we might not want to have that conversation.
No, but have you seen what Erica Wheeler's doing there in Chicago?
Oh, she's hooping.
I mean, not Chicago, in Seattle.
Seattle, she's hooping.
So it
looks
might
so
be
good.
It might be
so
Indiana. I'm not gonna lie, Scott. It might be just like, you know how LeBron, people go play with LeBron and then they suck and then they leave and they start hitting their threes again. Like it literally just might be that, because Erica Wheeler, I thought she was washed. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I really thought she was washed, and she's hooping in Seattle.
No, she looks great.
So I'm not gonna say DeWanna Bonner's washed yet. It really might be.
I'm just saying, when you said that she's not playing, I will point out she has been significantly worse than what everybody expected in Indiana. Sure. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I agree with that. So here's how I feel. I really, really, really want to take Indiana's first half team total under.
Okay.
They are 1-8 to it over the course of the season. So I don't care about the people talk about Caitlin Clark, because 1-8 means that there was a number of games where this didn't hit and she was still in the lineup. However, I think Aaliyah Boston is going to kill. I think this is the Aaliyah Boston game. This is what we've been waiting for, Scott. I mean, what was my handicap when Caitlin Clark left? Oh, dang. Guess this doesn't mean much for Aaliyah Boston. She don't got a point guard to get her the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to just go ahead and just go on the record and say this now. Aaliyah Boston all the way up to 25 tomorrow, if Jonquel Jones doesn't play. I think she's good for her 13.5 with or without Jonquel Jones regardless. So that's a bet regardless. That's going to end up making the card. But I think 25 is on the table. 25-10 is completely on the table. It might even be like 25-12 if Jonquel Jones doesn't play, because I think she's going to turn Naira Sabally into food. To be honest, it's just not going to be. It's going to be too much for her. I
don't think that Sabally has great lateral quickness, and that might be an area where Aaliyah just has her moving side to side, and she's going to get whatever she wants.
Gets fouled, gets to the free throw line. I think this is a huge Aaliyah Boston game if Jonquel Jones doesn't play. In turn, I think Breanna Stewart is going to kill as well. And it's just going to be, you remember that 42-point game she had against the Fever 2 years ago? Yeah. I think it was like her first, I think it was one of her first games with New York. Yeah, I think it could be something similar to that. I think it's going to be a huge Breanna Stewart game here.
By the way, Aces took the lead with 28 seconds left.
Wow.
So
interesting.
They might escape. They might escape with a win, but damn, they don't look good. Apparently, the Wings turned it over on like 7 straight possessions. So I have to actually look this up. It wasn't good.
It doesn't sound good, Scott. It doesn't sound good at all over here. With those player props being said, with those player props being said, I still think that the Liberty have a little bit too much here. And the money is on the line. It's really Jonquel Jones, man. If Jonquel Jones plays, I feel way more confident about saying the Liberty still find a way to get this cover. But if she doesn't, then I could see myself benedicting over.
I mean, she was responsible for the win, as far as I'm concerned. She was that good in the first.
Yeah, and I mean, she was Finals MVP for a reason. I need people to stop playing with Jonquel Jones like she's not, MVP, Finals MVP, champion. Like, there's a lot of accolades on Jonquel Jones' name here. So, yeah, that's it. That's how I'm going to just say it. If Jonquel Jones plays, give me New York. If she doesn't play, give me Indiana. I'm not going to sit here and think about this too often. Too much more. Okay.
By the way, I looked it up. The Wings turned it over on 5 straight possessions. It was not 7. It was 5 straight.
Jesus.
And that was like the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. So that is not a good sign for the Wings. But they're a fake team, so it doesn't really matter.
I wonder how long of a leash these coaches are going to get, because the Wings in the sky look significantly worse than however they looked last year.
Well, some people think Arike is dogging it because she wants to get traded. That's the new theory.
Oh no, she was. Oh no, she was shooting. She was. Shooting
No, I'm saying there's some theories going on around social media that
they're thinking
she's
that
dogging it.
Well, I'm sorry. There's a lot more things wrong with the Wings than just Enrique. So.
Oh no, I'm not saying that she's at fault. I'm just saying that some people.
Oh yeah. No, I was saying that to those people that think that.
I'm just saying if they end up getting the first pick.
How many times can we say I'm just saying?
As much as we want. It's our show. Trick question.
I was just wondering how many more times we could get it out.
I'm just gonna say though, whether Enrique's there next year or not, if they get the first pick, that was intentional. That Page Juju combo is gonna be filthy.
So they're talking about AZ. The Wings. I've been tapped into the Wings Twitter, Scott. Wings Twitter is convinced that they're gonna walk out of this with Page and AZ on the same team.
You think they would actually take AZ over Juju? Assuming Juju's knee's fine.
No, I don't. I mean, if they had the number 1 overall pick, no. But like, I think they're putting themselves in the range of it, but not exactly number 1 overall pick.
And Betts is somewhere in there.
Oh yeah, Lord Betts.
If you want to go there too.
171.5. I mean, so on paper it sounds like a lot, but you got to think there's a potential for the Liberty not. Well, we know for a fact they're not going to have Leone Fibich, and that's one of Kelsey Mitchell or Caitlin Clark's defenders, and so that sucks. Actually, give me the over.
First game did win 178.
Fibich means
carried, but
yeah, Fibich means a lot.
I like the over too.
Any other player props?
Not that I could think of. You mentioned.
No, give me Clark assist. If I like Aaliyah Boston to have a big game, I like Caitlin Clark to get over her whatever her assist at. They're probably at 9.5 for some reason.
I see 7.5.
No way. There's an 8.5 assist. Wait,
I see 7.5 assists on FanDuel at -135. So Rogue Line, I grab that now before that moves. That's going to move very quickly. But I see 7.5. So you can grab that. It's at -190 on DraftKings, -135 on FanDuel.
So let me see. Hold on. Let's just go ahead and lock some bets in now. Well, wow, we're completely just. This is us not doing the show and selfishly putting our own bets in.
Yeah,
because I'm locking in an Aaliyah 20-point game with a Caitlin Clark. 10 plus assists is plus 850. That's ridiculous. Let's move her to 11.
I just can't believe it's 7.5 at 135. I'd assume it's blindly 8.5, 9.5 every game.
So I can get Caitlin Clark for 11 assists and Aaliyah Boston for 20 points for 12-1.
I mean, that's a hell of a deal.
Yeah, it is. Definitely.
And that's super correlated too.
Like what? This is easy. They do. Yeah. How many? I mean, I could go back, and there's probably a good number of games that they were able to team up for this.
That is so correlated.
I'll probably do a 25, and should I keep it at 11 or should I do 25 and 12?
It's up to you. Depends if you want to go to the roof with the thing.
So 30 is 36-1 with 11 for Aaliyah to have 25. And 25 is completely in the world of possibility for her, especially if Jonquil doesn't play. 50-1 if I do 12. Okay, so let's put a little something on this too. All right, sorry guys, didn't mean to distract here. Jewel, did Jewel?
She has 20 plus tonight.
Jewel did something here.
Yeah, she made a 3-pointer. She made the go-ahead 3 with 20 seconds left.
Wait, so what is I had a parlay going. I have to go see. What does Chelsea Gray finish with?
Gray right now, game's not over yet, but she has 13 points, 5 assists.
I had her for 15.
She might have gotten fouled there. I don't know who got fouled on that last one.
Well, look at Jackie with 26 points here. Okay.
I would say what a win, but you're down to the aces in the. I mean, you're down to the.
Oh no, and they're not about to get the cover.
No, and they're not going to get the cover. They're going to win the game though, so that counts.
Shout out to them.
Yep.
And shout out to the Wings, 1-11.
Shout out to the Wings trying to secure the Juju.
That's really hard. 1-11 is really hard. Like I think that's really hard.
Page dropped 35 and they still lost. They're running out of ways to lose games at this point. But it's it's not looking good for Dallas. So
All right. I have some pretty good action in on the games tomorrow. Looking forward to it. All right.
well, if John Quell's out, do you want to pivot to Stewie? Do you want to go for Ionescu?
Oh, I should have
assist has been
added.
good.
Oh, I should have added Stewie to one of those. It's all right. Those are
Stewie
just
sold me really hard last game.
Oh my gosh, I had Stewie for 25.
I had her 18.5.
Oh, yeah, that hurts.
She
That
had
hurts a little bit more than my 25.
with like 6 to go in the first half. Had 18, bricked the free throw, airballed the 3. She checked back into the game up 37 with like 6 to go. They're up like 37 points. She checks back in, doesn't shoot the ball. Has a 2-on-1, passes it instead of taking a layup. So, yeah, I needed 1 point in the last like 10 minutes, 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Didn't get a single point. So
Also, Olivia Miles coming out of the draft next year. Loaded draft with Olivia Miles and Easy Foot and Lauren Betts.
by the way, yeah, Timeout's trying to correct me. Is Juju not next year? Juju's 2 years from now?
I mean, she could technically come out next year, but she's
nobody
probably
ever comes out.
Yeah, nobody comes out in the third year.
Right.
Nobody ever comes out, and she's hurt.
In
So
theory,
she's
it's possible, but okay, I'll take it back. It's not likely. So
Yeah.
Betts is probably the number 1 option, right? So you can try to get the actual.
I don't know.
You get the pick and roll there.
I mean, yeah, the pick and roll would be nice with Lauren and Paige. And then I guess you don't need another ball handler. I just think Olivia is going to be like, I think Olivia has a really, really like.
We'll see how the season goes, but I just think it makes sense if you want to pair Paige with an elite player.
Yeah, and Betts would be very good in Dallas. She would. I'm not going to lie. All right. I'm getting excited thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. I'll bet the assists for Paige when that happens.
I bet him tonight she didn't get there.
Next, because Betts isn't on the team. They could use her. Tell that much. They could use her right now.
Hey, if she had Betts, that was the 2 more assists that I would have needed to.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right. Let's stop before people think we're still high. Underdog Fantasy. Go along with the NBA Finals, their extender bonus. Hop in on game 1. The longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. So we'll do an underdog lineup. We'll do our same game entry, Scott. We're going to have to do our same game entry. So start looking at your Fever and Liberty props while we get through this last one. That's what we're going to be working on. NBA SGPN is the promo code. Claim your special big first time deposit offer up to $1,000 of bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code NBA SGPN. Maybe I am high. I mean, maybe I am high. Don't even notice it. Didn't even realize that. All right, you got us. We're talking about rhythm and their power trends. These are AI detected patterns where rhythms model consistently won and have a high ROI. Power trends are updated daily. Exclusive to Rhythm, no touts, no noise, just clean data back bet. So head over there to the Rhythm app, check out the power trends, and get your 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag, your place to bet every single sport, including the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations, so easy deposit and get lightning fast payouts with cryptocurrency. Head over to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. For a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right, Scott, I know why I jumped the reeds and tried to get to this amazing game between the Seattle Storm and the Golden State Valkyries, my Golden State Valkyries. Storm are laying 9.5 on the road here. Total sitting at 157.5. Scott, it's already locked in, by the way. Already bet it.
Okay.
Valkyries first half plus 5.5.
I mean, they're the new Mystics. So
I mean, it's a cash cow.
how many games have they not covered? 1?
The Valkyries are 6-1-2 officially.
Okay.
6-1-2 officially against the spread in the first half. They are 3-0-1 at home. Have not lost. They get it done. They play hard. They play tough defense. They put themselves in the game. Now, I will admit, Scott, it is an uphill battle in this one. The Storm are riding high. It's the Commissioner Cup. They really need the point differential.
Can you argue letdown spot, or that doesn't exist because they're still in this competition?
You can argue it. I will let you make the argument. And to even add on top of all of this to why my first half bet is even more of a bad bet. Janelle Salon is no longer with the team. She is competing in Euro Cup or Eurobasket.
And they're missing Zandvoort
and Van Loo. I mean,
they got problems. Yeah.
And then Tip Hayes is still out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna lie, there are 4 key role players, and this could get very, very ugly. But you know what's the only thing that is giving me solace is that there's a chance that the Seattle Storm decide that they don't want to shoot the basketball. And you know what? That was enough for me to say we're still going to do it. They have to play defense. This Seattle Storm team really, whatever they did against Minnesota that last game is not them. As much as I love this team, it's not them. They don't score like that. And so you played the under for the game, under for the first half. Definitely have my Valkyries plus the 5.5. I probably might get down on a Seattle team total under in the first half because the Valkyries are very, very good to holding opponents under their team total in the first half.
So full game though, you want to go with the Valkyries at home?
Oh yeah, for sure. What? I'm not fading my Valkyries.
I am just so torn here because I would make a case for the Valkyries in a second. They're missing so many players.
Oh, dude, it's like 4 key legit in the starting 8 rotation.
Kayla Thornton's been very good lately. I don't mind her rebounds in this game with Salon being out. Separate point. Burton did not have a great game last time out, but we know that she can have a solid game as well. I just question how many realistic options they have that I feel good about for this team offensively. And yes, I'm not saying the Storm are going to look as good offensively as they did against the Lynx. That was, you could argue, a one-off or a get-up spot, whatever you want to call it. But looking at the actual roster for the Valkyries, they've been shooting the ball better lately. They have scored at least 89 and 2 straight. One was in overtime, whatever. Still a nice win on the road. But they're missing 3 of their top 5 scorers in this game. Like, it's really tough to just ignore that. I think I have to go Seattle. I think I have to. Mm-hmm. I like the Valkyries at home. They killed the Aces, which might not mean anything anymore. We don't know. Asia did play, so I guess it means something. But I just think that what makes the Valkyries so dangerous is how they have so many different people that can step up and so many different people that can have solid games. I don't want to compare it to, like, for example, the Pacers in the NBA right now because they're in the finals. But the argument is they have a couple of players who can give you 15 one game, and another person gives you 15 another game. And you just find ways to get to this magical number of like 77 and win games. If you're missing 3 of your top 5 scorers and you have to rely on Keaton Martin and other people to actually hit shots, I don't really like your chances. I think I am going to go Storm.
Not going to lie, Scott.
I would pick the Valkyries if they had their full roster, but they don't. They're missing way too much talent for me. I'll go Storm.
Not going to lie, Scott. Whoa. Man, people are going to think I'm high. Like, that was really an accident.
I think you're high.
I know, but it was really... No, but that was really an accident. It was really an accident. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. I hate that. I hate being perceived.
Oh, at what point in the NBA game did you take a hit? Was it when the clock reached 0 and Indiana lost?
I didn't, bro. I'm sober. That's the crazy thing. Like, I'm incredibly sober right now. It's really frustrating. All right. Now, the thing that I do want to mention, though, through everything you said, I was completely against you. And in my head, I was saying, nope, still Valkyries, still Valkyries, still Valkyries, still Valkyries, still Valkyries. Until you said Kate Martin gets significant minutes.
I don't know who's going to score. You need Thornton and
no. You had me. You had me until you reminded me that all of these injuries are going to result in Kate Martin getting significant minutes. Valkyries covered the first half, and then they completely blow it in the second half. Martin should not be minutes in the NBA.
You are so anti Kate Martin.
She's not good, bro. There's like so many. There's like the fact that Ari McDonald is over here struggling to get on a roster, and Kate Martin is sitting here on the Valkyries roster. Like she's really not that good. Like she's definitely one of the players.
Waived, by the way. I know that Caitlin came back, but McDonald can clearly play.
Oh yeah, it's just how the they got to change that too, how they have the hardship contracts and all that, and you have to cut the player. Like you should be able to easily make another decision like that because there's no reason that Ari McDonald should be not on a roster and Kate Martin is. Like that's ridiculous. So yeah, I'm with you. Completely out on them for the full game, but because of the trend, I have to stick with the first half.
Yeah,
and I already placed the bet. All right, total. Are we still under? I'm under.
I have to go under. I don't think the Valkyries can score.
Yeah. All right. No player props here.
I just want to question how many 3-point attempts Kayla Thornton's going to get in this game.
10.
I don't think I'm ready. I don't think I'm mentally prepared.
I'll give you an over under at 8.5 right now.
I'll say under.
Now, matter of fact, no. I'm gonna give you an over under at 9.5 because I'm gonna dare you to take the under.
I'll go under.
You're going under 9.5 threes?
I'll go under on the threes. I think at some point she'll start attacking the basket, but it's going to be ugly. Do
you think so?
Yeah, I do. At some point.
I will absolutely take the over 9.5 threes at plus money. For sure. For sure. I can't wait till we come back in and talk about that. I'll say Thornton goes 2
for 8. That's my call.
No.
I'll give her 2 for 8, which would bump up her 3-point percentage, by the way. But I'll give her 2 for 8.
1 for 11.
Okay. Yeah, they're definitely not covering this game if she goes 1 for 11. That's just not going to happen. So.
And I bet you the one is the first one she hits, and then she misses 10 straight after. Oh, KT, we love you. All right. That's it. All the games. No player props. Lock. Dog. I guess the people do deserve a parlay. I did say 3 in a row.
Yep.
I thought I would have had a couple more games to figure it out, and some more player props to help figure it out, but we'll see what we can work with here. Lock. Let me update and see if I have a number on the first half. I don't. I really would have liked that Sparks and Lynx first half play. Okay. I might have to play a lot of this in the Liberty game. Lock? No, because I still don't know what Jonquil is doing. Man. All right. Everybody should know that my real favorite play is the first half in the Sparks and the Lynx game, but I don't have a line to give out there. So I'm going to fade Kate Martin being on an NBA team. I mean, on the WNBA team. Give me getting significant minutes. Give me the Seattle Storm. Handle business against my Valkyries. They need the point differential too. I have to understand where my bias lies, and my bias lies with the Valkyries and the fact that I think they're in every single game. And ultimately, this is a lot of production for them to be missing to play the Seattle Storm in a Commissioner's Cup game where point differential really matters. So my Valkyries will win the first half outright, and then they'll completely melt down in the second half.
Yeah.
Seattle minus 9.5 is the lock. Dog. Aaliyah Boston, 20-plus points. I am getting an official. Wait, hold on, Scott. Hold on. Well, I mean, I could go 18 plus at plus. Yeah, let's just do that. 18 plus 220. And for the parlay is going to be the Clark. Yeah. That's going to be the parlay. The parlay is the 20-plus points for Aaliyah and the 11-plus rebounds for Caitlin Clark. That's 12-1. That's it. We'll just call that the parlay. That's it.
Okay. For my lock, see, I don't know if it's a dick move or not if I go for the Caitlin assists. No. Because 135 is so fundamentally wrong. No. But by the time people watch this in the morning, it probably won't be there. So
call it 8.5 at plus money, and like it's not your fault.
Yeah, I know. 7.5 though is just such a fundamentally bad number. I gotta take that. Give me Caitlin over 7.5 assists. I don't have a choice. It's minus 390 on DraftKings. FanDuel is 135. Look, if you want to hand me a free, once again, line going completely rogue on a player who we know is not afraid of actually sharing the basketball, actually, I don't even know if I can take it anymore. Now, FanDuel moved it already, so it's off the board. Can't take it. So it was fun while it lasted. But either way, if you jumped in middle of the show and got 7.5 at 135, congrats, because I can't get that anymore. So I got to go with something else. For my lock, I will go with the Storm. I think that the...
Oh, dear God.
I know. I don't have to try.
Oh, dear God.
I have to try. At the end of the day, you're looking at... This happens all the time in soccer. With international break, you have players who leave midway through. They're throwing in a bunch of bench warmers who never play. And these teams get their asses kicked because they're missing their top players. They're trying to throw in random people off the bench to play a bunch of minutes, and it's not the same. I love the Valkyries as normally constructed. They aren't constructed. You are missing 4 key contributors in basically your main rotation, which is a problem because they had offensive issues beforehand. And now you're missing your top 5 scorers. I got to go with Seattle. Seattle's off a big win. You said point differential matters, correct?
Oh, it does. Yes, they're 3. So it's 3-1, 3-1 at the top of the West, Lynx and Storm. And I think the Lynx have a 20-point gap in point differential right now.
Okay. The point is, after the whole Heidemann incident, I don't know if the players actually know anything they're supposed to know, which is like a red flag for me.
It was Kayla McBride, technically.
I'm saying because I want to know for certain that the Storm realize they need the point differential.
If you didn't catch the end of the Storm and the Lynx game last game, Kayla McBride got very, very upset with, I think it was Erica Wheeler. Erica Wheeler went and drove the ball. It was the end of the game. It was just adding points on that didn't matter. And Kayla McBride took exception. And Skylar took exception to Kayla McBride taking exception. And then Natisha Heidemann tried to get in and play peacemaker. And she put her hand on Skylar. And Skylar said, "Don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me." And then from Natisha Heidemann's words, the next thing that she said while they were talking is, "And that little crush I had to you is out the window." And then Skylar walked up to her and said, "You're lying. You still like me."
Okay. I mean, there's a lot to take in from that story. But the point that I'm trying to make is that it seems like with the Heidemann incident and it seems like with everything else going on, I'm not sure the players actually understand the concept of the point differential because
this is like multiple years.
The Lynx coach doesn't want her player to shoot. Heidemann shoots anyway, which in theory is the right decision because you want to get the point differential in theory, and the coach didn't like it. And then you have this incident at the end. And the Storm cover anyway, but I don't know if they're aware of how this actually works. So I'm hoping they realize there's a lot of money on the table and they need the point differential. So give me the Storm a minus 9.5 as my lock for the show. God. I got to do it. Look, we're going to see a lot of...
No, you're good.
We're going to learn a lot about the Valkyries over the next week or two. Not in terms of wins and losses, but in terms of overall depth. I have to see who can actually play on this team, besides the people we know that we can trust. A lot of players we like suddenly vanish into thin air. I'll fade Kate Martin's 30 minutes of playing time. I'll go with Seattle minus the 9. I see 9. I'll go with 9 to minus 115 as my lock. For my dog, I mean, I think the Lynx are going to win, but do I think they cover? I don't know. I think the Fever win. I'll go with that instead. The question is, do I want to parlay the assists with the win? Do I think Caitlin needs 8 assists for the Fever to pull off this upset? That's the question. It's not enough value. It's only an extra 50 cents. Give me Fever money line at plus 176.
All right.
No John Quell. I'll take a swing.
Wow, big swing there.
John Quell carried them in that first
I don't think there would be a show that would have called both the Lynx and the Liberty to lose like this. I think we would be the only one.
I called the Lynx to win. Oh, you mean the Lynx? Oh, you mean the previous game?
Last game.
Yeah, okay.
Game.
Yeah, right.
All right. Underdog.
It's just the same. It's just the same game thing. SGE.
Yeah, SGE.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Aaliyah's going in there. That's happening. We've been waiting on Caitlin Clark to come back to play Aaliyah again. So Aaliyah, higher. We can go Stewie. We can go all in on the Clark assist. Kelsey Mitchell is in here as well. I like Stewie. I think Stewie higher 19.5 points is good.
Okay. I can get behind that. The usage should be there with, of course, John Quill not playing.
So then just Caitlin.
Which
Are you willing to play anything with Sabrina?
Assists.
5.5?
It was better at 4.5, but she's been very good with the assists.
It is. We do expect a high scoring game.
Yeah. I'm in for it.
Yeah, Sabrina bails me out at times, man. Let's go with it. All right. Cool. So, add that an underdog. Aaliyah Boston, higher, 13.5 points. Brianna Stewart, higher, 19.5 points. And Sabrina Ionescu, higher, 5.5 assists. 6X, $100, get you $600 over there, Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Scott, anything else for the people before we get up out of here?
Yeah, not really. Yeah, pretty weird birthday. I just watched sports all day and watched golf.
Scott.
I was sweating out this damn golf bet for like 6 hours. You ever bet on people to make and miss the cut?
No, I have.
Oh,
I have. Yeah.
I had English to make the cut, and he's at 6 over. Or no, he's at like 5 over with 3 holes to go. Cuts at 6. I'm like, all right, fine, just don't be an idiot. Immediately bogeys the next 2 holes. I'm like, all right, so I'm just dead. I'm on 18. He has a putt. It's a tough one, but he has a putt to make. He misses. I'm like, oh, so I just lose. Like, just see you later. They changed the cut. The cut moved from +6 to +7. So I made the cut because everyone else sucks so badly. They moved the cut down. So I won. That's how I won. I won a delayed.
Oh, what a birthday win!
So
happy birthday, Scott.
Yeah,
Scott, you gotta drop a birthday parlay real quick.
A birthday parlay.
Yeah, off the dome. Just throw something together.
I'll do it on Twitter because I can mix and match different sports.
Ooh.
Plus, I also want player props to other games. I don't want to like rob people of that stuff too.
All right, Scott's dropping a belated birthday parlay for us tomorrow on Twitter. There you go, at Reichel Radio. Make sure you give him a follow. I'm at @reallyreal__. Make sure you give us a follow as well at SGPN NBA and wherever you get your podcast, WNBA Gambling Podcast. Give us a 5-star rating and review, like on YouTube, and one more time for the people, happy birthday to my guy Scott. And with that, I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast just gonna end like that. No, we should have ended it like that. Happy birthday, Scott. We're out of here.